Either you failed utterly in your leadership, or the staff beneath you failed utterly to tell you what was going on. Which answer would you prefer, your failure or your staff's failure? This document is dated the 2nd of October 2009. It's drafted by Gareth Jenkins and titled Horizon Data Integrity, okay? It's a document we know you're familiar with as you dealt with it, as you were asked to look at it by the inquiry, and you refer to it at page 13, paragraph 36 of your statement, okay? Now, this document had a circulation list that included Susie Kirkham. You've mentioned a couple of times. She's someone that when you came into your role, she drew to your attention the fact that there were issues that were ongoing in the press in relation to claims about the integrity of the Horizon system, okay?
Okay.
And we also know it's a document that is shared between between Fujitsu and the Post Office. All right. Now, this document, I'll summarize it. At no part of this document is a mention of software bugs, errors or defects. It pretty simply says things along the lines of, if you turn off the system and bring it back on, what happens? It is very technical in that sense. Okay. It doesn't deal with software issues or bugs. Now, did you notice that when you read through this document after being brought to your attention?
So, Mr. Stein, you're right. I only saw this in preparation for the inquiry. And it seems to be quite a technical document that describes how integrity is ensured in Horizon online, but I had no other recollection than that. Right.
Well, take it from me, it doesn't refer to software bugs. Now, your background work has been in relation to IT systems. Do you agree? Some time ago, but that's what you've done in the past. Now, all large-scale systems, such as Horizon, have software bugs, don't they?
They do.
Right. And in relation to the Horizon system, Fujitsu operated a service line at 4 levels. Part of those levels were to do with the fixing of software bugs, issuing patches, notifying the Post Office of those bugs as it went along. Do you agree?
I agree.
Right. So why do you think that this report from Mr. Jenkins does not mention bugs?
I have no idea, Mr. Stein. I think it would be a question for Mr. Jenkins.
Right. Well, let's go to the mismatch bug document, please. The document's familiar to this inquiry, POL 000028838. And can we go to the bottom of page 3 of that document? Can we have a look? Thank you. Solution 1. Can we just refer to that, please? Now, you'll see it's being said here that there are 3 potential solutions to apply to the impacted branches. And then the recommendation is that solution 2 should be progressed. Now, this is a joint meeting, as you pointed out to Mr. Blake, between the Post Office and Fujitsu, all right?
Yes.
It's not, as an example, a note of a meeting in a pub after a few drinks, okay? It's a proper meeting between 2 large organizations, one a worldwide brand and the other one is a very well-known UK brand. So let's have a look at the solutions. Solution 1, alter the branch, Horizon branch figure at the counter to show the discrepancy. Fujitsu would have to manually write an entry value to the local branch account. Impact. When the branch comes to complete next trading period, they would have a discrepancy, which they would have to bring to account. Risk. This has significant data integrity concerns and could lead to questions of tampering with the branch system and could generate questions around how the discrepancy was caused. This solution could have moral implications of Post Office changing branch data without informing the branch. All right? So we can see what's being said here. Let's put it fairly crudely, if you don't mind. This basically says one of the possible solutions could be let's fix the branch accounts without telling the branch sub-postmaster and see if we can get away with it. Now, is that what you expect of Fujitsu staff members, to even consider this as being an option?
No, it is not.
No. And try it the other way around. Are you slightly surprised about the Post Office considering this as a possible option in relation to fixing a branch account for one of their sub-postmasters?
I would give you the same answer.
Let's move further up the page, please, to the bottom of page 2, I think it is. Impact. Now, let's have a quick look at the impact section. So this is the impact of this branch. Now, the mismatch bug, we all know, I've described it in earlier questions for other witnesses, being a submarine bug. What I mean by that is it can affect branch accounts and it doesn't appear to be apparent to the sub-postmaster or mistress. So impact. The branch has appeared to have balanced, whereas in fact they could have a loss or a gain. Our accounting systems will be out of sync with what is recorded at the branch. If widely known could cause a loss of confidence in the Horizon system by branches. So this is not good news. Do you agree?
I agree.
All right. And it then goes on to say potential impact upon ongoing legal cases where branches are disputing the integrity of Horizon data. Now, given what we know about this document, which appears to include a possible fix, which, unless I'm very wrong, would lead to a conspiracy to false account between two large organizations, what this is saying is this, isn't it? That if this gets out, it's going to muck up legal cases where branches are correctly saying there's a problem with the system. We better not tell them, in other words. That's what's being considered between two important, well-known brands. How did that happen, Mr. Tait, under your lead?
I have no idea, Mr. Stein, but this is not how I would expect either organisation to work.
And you've been asked question after question by Mr. Blake here, who's been saying, well, what happened? What happened? Why weren't matters dealt with by your office? Why didn't you take notice of what was going on under your leadership? Now, there are two answers to this. Either you failed utterly in your leadership, or the staff beneath you failed utterly to tell you what was going on. Which answer would you prefer, your failure or your staff's failure?
I don't think it's a question of which I would prefer.
Which was it?
I think that from the documents that were given to me, I was reassured about Horizon.
Reassured by the same people, at least some of the same people, that were involved in relation to the mismatch bug and what was going on.
And I think Fujitsu executives and post office executives.
Thank you, Mr. Tait.
Thank you.
That it, Mr. Blake?
Yes. Yes.